Leyton Orient are desperate for success. They have been moving between League 1, League 2 and the National League for the past 30 years, since 1995. So I'm going to take over today and employ some more left field strategies to make Leyton Orient English and European champions by restricting myself to signing only free agents. We take over here in the third division. This is the default starting 11 we are given in game with Leyton Orient. It is nothing to really get excited about. And with the budget of just £2 million, we're going to have to be very smart with what free agents we bring in. But I do have a bit of a game plan this year. I want to make this season really important so that it can benefit us for the long term. I want to get rid of a whole bunch of players from this squad and get as much money in as possible, because in season 1 of career mode there are always some higher rated players that are available off the jump. I want to make sure I can get some of these higher rated players and build the foundations as early as possible. Whether we can convince some of these big names to actually sign on and play in the third division though is a different story. I'm gonna swing for the fences with this first one though. Kelechi Iheanacho. Can we get him to come down to League 1? We're gonna have to pay a boatload in our wages. Why does the agent have a Real Madrid kit on? I mean, we can afford this. I want to get rid of the bonus. Let's see if Iheanacho accepts this offer. £10,000 a week. It would probably send Leyton Orient broke, but you know what? I never said this was going to be realistic. I want to abuse the free agents list early on here. We've just signed Kelechi Iheanacho. My God, this is a great sight to behold. He is going to absolutely tear up League 1. Make that 2 former Premier League players in the squad. We have brought in jarrad. Oh my God. The former Crystal Palace defensive midfielder. He sees the vision. He sees Iheanacho coming. That gives him the green light. He's going to be another solid pickup in our midfield. I'm not getting too far ahead of myself though. Season 1 always has some higher rated players available, but after Season 1, it can get really barren. The 3 most common nationalities though on the free agents list when you start are New Zealanders, Mexicans, and Qataris. We're going to sign a Qatari here. Homan Ahmed is going to sign on as a new left back. We need to start selling some players though, because 3 big name signings has already decimated 3/4 of our budget. No way the captain is coming to us saying the lads don't think we're motivated to win anything this year. We've just signed 2 former Premier League players and a Qatari national team left back. You are kidding yourself, Dan. Got our first player sold though. It is going to be Rob Hunt heading to Rotherham United. The former starting centre back Omar Beckels heading to St. Gallen in Switzerland. Had to go in for this man though. Matthew Garbett, the Kiwi. I've used him in rebuilds. I don't think I've used him this year, but in FC 23, FIFA 23, he was an absolute stud when we made New Zealand World Cup winners. Let's run it back. Let's make Matthew Garbett a superstar again. And you guys might have seen his name below Garbett's, but it is another former Crystal Palace man. Riedewald's teammate joining him down here in League 1, Nathan Ferguson. This is actually a somewhat realistic transfer, but Nathan Ferguson joining our backline at Leyton Orient. Charlie Pegram heading on a 2-year loan to Bristol. And another player heading off on loan is Zek Abiro, the midfielder heading to Altai for 2 years. Someone leaving permanently though, George Moncur heading to Italy for $500,000. The loans keep coming though, Ollie O'Neill heading to LAFC. I've signed a Qatari. I've signed a New Zealander. It would be wrong if I didn't bring in a Mexican. That is exactly what we're going to do here. It is our highest rated signing of the window. Roberto Alvarado, taking the number 7 jersey. He's 77 overall at age 24 years of age. It is so unfair. Imagine if a club did this in real life. This is going to be so overpowered in the first season. And we're going to have to take advantage of having a high rated side early on, because this challenge is going to get more and more difficult as time goes on. Like, come on now, fellas. You can't tell me that we don't get promoted with this team. This team is absolutely unbelievable. I've got to get the sharpness and all that minor details sorted out here, but this team is crazy good to be playing in the third division. And if we're not in the promotion picture come January 1st, I'm going to make some massive moves. This has got to be some type of a piss take. How are we 16th with this team? 16th in League 1 with Leyton Orient. We are 7 points away from relegation. We're what? 11 points away from the playoffs. God, that is... How is Wrexham in the playoff spot, but we're down in 16th? That is... What? I mean, how is Iheanacho just not absolutely tearing it up right now? All of our big names are playing. They're just not doing shit. I can't see us making many January signings throughout this video, but right now, whilst there are still some players available, we're going all out. Relegation battle is not it. Jesus Angulo is going to be the man that we bring into the club. A 1-year deal, 75 rated. We've just got to give ourselves a shot of at least trying to get the last playoff spot. Whether it actually works out or not is a different story. Oh, our slow start to the season has cost us 10th in League One with Leyton Orient. I cannot believe that. I cannot believe we didn't cakewalk this league. Peterborough United get 100 points. That should be us. But instead, we don't even make the damn playoffs. That is actually so crook. Relegated is going to be Cambridge United, Wycombe Wanderers, Northampton, and Crawley Town. Liverpool win the FA Cup. We went out in a second round replay to MK Dons. Meanwhile, Chelsea win the Carabao Cup. Third round exit as well in that one. Rotherham win the BSM Trophy. A quarterfinals exit there, so we did okay in the Cups. And Blackpool defeat Wrexham to get promoted to the Championship. I am genuinely shocked that Satiriu got 21 goals, but Iheanacho only got 13. I thought these guys, our higher rated guys, were going to absolutely tear it up, but not to be. Going into season 2 though, we're going to have to go for a new goalkeeper. Sol Bryn is returning to Middlesbrough. Dan Adu-Ajay is heading back to Bournemouth, and Darren Pratley is going to be retiring. Let's see what sort of magic we can make happen in season 2 though. I never know what to expect with these free agent rebuilds. All right, I'm coming out. I've found some young players that I want to sign here. The first one has accepted. And it's one of the ones, I mean, I'm excited about all these guys, but a 17-year-old French striker, Niall Young, 72 overall, that is a great foundation. Let's see what we can make this dude into. But there we go, lads. The other 3 have accepted. We knew we needed a goalkeeper, so we've got Simon Blanco, 74 overall Argentinian goalkeeper. A right back here in Santi Aguilar, Spaniard, 73, and probably the biggest of them all, Carlos Montero, 74 overall Portuguese defender. Gonna go out on a limb and say that it is Pepe's regen. Already a market value of £7 million. I'm going to get all 3 of these guys into the roster. Some players to sell though. Emmanuel will have to harvest his career at Morecambe. And Joe Pigott is off on a Turkish adventure. Theo Archibald is going to be kicked out of the starting 11 as well, heading to Swansea for just shy of £1 million. I mean, Ollie O'Neill was on his loan spell at LAFC last year. He came back 66 rated, same as Archibald. I'm willing to give him the first half of the year as our starting left midfielder. Because the only players that I found that were half decent in the left midfield position are like 5-6 years older than him and only 3 overall higher. So I'm open to keeping the faith with O'Neill and seeing how he goes. Ethan Galbraith heading to Hoffenheim. I was surprised when I saw Hoffenheim coming in for him. And our top goal scorer last year, Raul Satirio, I was tempted to keep him as the starting striker, but we saw 17-year-old Young, 17 years of age, 72 overall. I have to give him the starting spot. Maybe if Iheanacho doesn't perform, though, Satirio can come back. And Max Sanders sold to Villarreal's B team. Jordan Graham also out of here, £1 million to Ipswich. On paper, this team is way too good to not be absolutely dominating League One. This is a championship level side on paper, but we'll see how we go the first half of this year. Big start to the year needed though from O'Neill. Also, fellas, would love to get your feedback on the new sort of style of editing and filming. I'm taking control again, editing my own content, and I really want to change it up a little bit, slow it down, have it more of a podcast sort of feel, because I feel as I'm getting older and I grow and my content evolves and I evolve as a consumer and a person, I don't necessarily enjoy the content as much anymore where it's like explosion, like chaos. I kind of want to slowly develop things out and make it more of a mellow tone. Let me know what you guys think of it, where we can improve, and what you think of the new editing style. Cheers. This is more what we expected. This is more like it. Second in League One, 6 points clear. We're in the automatic spots, and we are 11 points ahead of the playoffs. I want to catch Portsmouth though. I want Leyton Orient to get back into the championship in style. Ollie O'Neill with a decent first half of the season as well here, so we'll keep the faith with him. I will go out and get us a backup attacking midfielder though. Vaughn Koval, the American, joining us on a free. We only have Matthew Garbutt as an attacking midfielder in the squad, so this is probably going to help us in the long term. Vaughn Koval, welcome to Leyton Orient. There we go. Our free agent super team has been promoted to the championship. It feels a year delayed, but Leyton Orient for the first time since the 1994-95 season, are going to be playing in England's second division. We go up alongside another historic name in Portsmouth, Reading, Rotherham, Charlton, and Oxford fighting it out for the final spot. And in the relegation zone, Wrexham fall off a bit, but it is Salford, Accrington Stanley, Bristol Rovers, and Forest Green Rovers going down. Preston North End are going to win the FA Cup. I did not expect that. Unfortunately, though, we made it to the round of 32 where we went down to Fulham in a replay. Aston Villa win the Carabao Cup. We went out in the first round, though, to Bristol City. AFC Wimbledon win the BSM trophy, and it is going to be Oxford United joining us in the championship next year. Niall Young showing us how it's done. I'm glad that he has had an insane year. 77 overall at age 18. Is he Karim Benzema's regen, maybe? Probably somebody else's, but anyways, I'm glad to see Iheanacho and Alvarado stepping it up. Alvarado, 82 overall already. Galbraith goes up +4 on his loan. Aguilar up to a 76. Soteriou up to a 71. Pegram up to a 60. But we will be saying goodbye to Sam Howes, 27 years of age, 59 overall. We can go and get somebody that's higher rated on a free next year. Money's not necessarily a problem anymore at this point. If I seem giddy and excited, it's because I am. We're in the championship and we have just stumbled upon a massive free agent, Samuel Illing Jr. I have no idea if we're going to be able to get him, but we need to go straight in here before Napoli do. The big thing with this challenge is you're not promised any superstars or improvements every year. So when we find a big name player, we need to go all out to get them into the squad. Samuel Illing Jr. would be absolutely massive in the second division here. We've got the money. He wants a 4-year deal, which is an incredible sign. That is a really good sign. No release clause. Recommended wage is 16.5. I'm not too worried about money though, so I'm going to bump it up to 20 just to make sure we can get this over the line. Come on. Come on. Come on! That is massive. Samuel Illing Jr. is going to give Napoli the middle finger and is going to come back to England. Anytime a player of his ilk is on offer, we need to throw the kitchen sink at them. As bad as it sounds, there are a lot of positions where loyalty is not really going to mean anything in this rebuild. We just need to continually be getting upgrade after upgrade after upgrade if it's available. Illing Jr. though could be a player that we don't have to worry about touching for the entire video. Samuel Illing Jr. is now a Leyton Orient player in Season 3, and we have to be one of the favourites to go up to the Premier League next year. God, that is a beautiful sight. Carlos Montero is on track to be an absolute stud, though. Already Leon coming in for him, but I don't want to sell him at all. Gonna sign a backup goalkeeper here. Brandon Austin joining us, 66 overall. We couldn't get this deal over the line though for Tommy Doyle. That is a massive, massive blow. If he's still there in 7 days' time, I'm gonna go in for him again, but it looks like Benfica are in the hunt. We have successfully, damn, Tommy Doyle's gone to Benfica, but we have successfully signed Andrew Moran, the young Irishman. I'm going to sign him and immediately throw him up on the loan list. A few players to clean out. Not too many players on the transfer list this year, though. It is going to be Jack Simpson heading to Pisa for just shy of £800,000. And the right back, Tom James, heading to Romania. That was really quick. Now, I know I accepted offers from both Brentford and Brighton. I don't know which club we've loaned out Moran to, though. It is going to be Brentford, the team that came in a day before Brighton. Andrew Moran heading there. Very curious whether he gets game time or not, though. Big year coming up, though. I can't believe we've got Illing Jr. in, man. That's like every year, if there's a good player, I'm going in for him. As long as the overall of the side is upgrading every year, I'm gonna be very happy with that. But this should be an interesting challenge. Can we survive the championship? Personally, I think we should be shooting for promotion, but we'll get a better indication come the halfway point. All right, this is going to be a good one. 1 point out of the playoffs, but we're only 4 points away from the automatic promotion zone. I mean, Leeds United are starting to run away with the championship, but there is a very real possibility that Leyton Orient are going to be in the Premier League next year. I'm going to do another sweep over the free agents list to see if anybody's had a falling out halfway through the season. But this is a really good spot to be in. We are in the playoffs. That is so frustrating. The slow start to the season has stopped us from automatically going up to the Premier League. Leeds United with an unbelievable season. They go up alongside Nottingham Forest, but we are battling it out with Watford, West Brom, and Middlesbrough, trying to be that final team in the Premier League. We end up being 11 points clear in the promotion, like in the playoff picture, which is, I'm happy with that. Side's not going to be in the Premier League next year. Stoke City, that is a shame to see Stoke getting relegated. Peterborough go down, and so do QPR. Tottenham win the FA Cup. We lose to Newcastle in the third round. Newcastle United win the Carabao Cup. Salford City made the semi-finals of that. That is bloody impressive. We are nowhere to be seen, though. We go out to Bournemouth in the second round. This is the big one, though. The Championship playoffs. How do we go? We beat West Brom on penalties in the semi-final. 4-4. We win on a penalty shootout. That is a crazy second leg. And that means we're going to be facing third-placed Watford. Third versus fourth. Watford versus Leyton Orient in the promotion playoff final at Wembley. This to get Leyton Orient into the Premier League. We are heading up. Back-to-back promotions. We win the Championship playoff final. Come on, fellas. Oh, that is absolutely massive. 2-1. Leyton Orient are going to be a Premier League club in season number 4. And my God, Niall Young was an absolute stud in the process. 81 overall at 19 years of age. He's definitely got dynamic player potential, kicking him up a level. Alvarado's 83 rated. We need those superstars if we're going to survive in the Premier League next year. O'Neill getting the starting spots despite me giving him a sporadic contract. How many games? Illing Jr., he did get a fair few, to be fair. Not a great season from Illing Jr., but hopefully he can step it up in the Premier League. I will say, though, we're going to need a few big pickups to pop up on the free agents list to help us with our first year in the Premier League. It could be a real coming to God moment. Regardless, I'm excited to see how it pans out. Bring it on, Leyton Orient in England's top division. So what I'm saying, lads, the free agents list has not been super kind to us heading into the Premier League. No superstars available that I can find, but I'm trying to make the most of this season. I want to get some good rotation players in. I want to get some good young prospects. We're going to sign Patrick Wålemark here, the Swedish midfielder, rejects Crystal Palace to join us at Leyton Orient. And we're also going to get a starting defensive midfielder here. Fernando Miranda is probably going to be the biggest signing of this transfer window. 75 overall defensive midfielder, 18 years of age. Another defensive midfielder as well, Patrice Blanchard, 18 years of age, 3 overall less than Miranda, so I'm going to look to get him a loan move, but I'm going to accept the contracts for all 3 of these guys. Another player rejecting a Premier League club to join us, Zinho van Heusden, the Belgian defender, is going to sign on here. He's going to be a backup option. Yeah, good squad role, rotational. We're also going to get this guy who I think is Karim Benzema's regen, Leo Boucher, Frenchman, centre forward, 17 years of age. I'm immediately going to put him on the loan list. Potentially could become the replacement for Kelechi Iheanacho if he gets good growth and we can't find anybody else better on the free agents list. And Gianmarco Martinelli could become the replacement for Matthew Garbett. I need to have the mentality thinking that we're going to have no superstars get listed on the free agents list and try to build our own players using young players so that if an absolute stud shows up on the free agents list, we can go in and get them, but we need to have options. We can't just expect there's going to be superstars popping up and then we get 5 years down the line and we have nobody in the squad. So yeah, I'm going to get all these guys on here and get these 2 loan moves. We're going to sell the first player we've picked up as a free agent though. Nathan Ferguson is gone. We're selling the Englishman to Casapia for just over £1 million. There is a real possibility that Andrew Moran could come back and take Matthew Garbett's spot. Garbett is 76 overall, Moran is 75. Sending him off on loan here to Leicester. Very curious to see where he's sitting this time next year. We're getting the loan moves happening though. Gianmarco Martinelli, a year-long loan move to Bournemouth. Patrice Blanchard heading to Valencia. And Benzema's regen gets to go to Burnley. I am praying that what we've done up to this point is going to be enough. We've got some superstars and the foundations we laid are going to help us. But do we have the star power to stay up in the Premier League this year? This is going to be a really testing first season with Leyton Orient in the Prem. I'm not surprised to see us down here, to be totally honest. I'm not surprised to see us crashing back to earth, sitting in 16th position, 2 points clear of the relegation zone, 2 points in safety, And there's not much we can really do. Again, I'm doing this every January window, scouring the world, seeing if anybody is available. But all of our work, 90% of our work's going to end up happening in the summer in this rebuild. That's just the way the free agents list works. I'm just going to check and see if anybody's had any growth. Maybe we can bring players back from their loans. Nah, Blanchard's not ready to get into the starting 11. Moran is still 1 overall less than Garbett, Martinelli. It's decent growth, but I mean, Alvarado is 85 rated. He's the man saving our ass. Boucher up to a 75. Yeah, nobody worth bringing back. We might just have to bite the bullet and hope that we've done enough. All right, there is one game left in the Premier League season. One game left. The highest we can get is 17th. We currently sit 17th. We face Tottenham here. It is not looking good, mate. 16 draws have absolutely killed us. 16 draws. Wolverhampton and Southampton can both overtake us. Southampton have Man United and Wolves are versing Brighton. A win will keep us in the Premier League, but Tottenham are coming third. We need to hope we can get a draw maybe, and then hope that Wolves, as long as Wolves and Southampton both lose, then we're safe, but it is going to have to be a great escape. We've had some great growth from certain players like Young and Alvarado, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. We're at home trying to survive in the Premier League, the final day of the season, and we get a draw! We get a draw! Holy shit. All right, we get a draw. Young in the 83rd minute. How did the other results go? We're not guaranteed safety yet. If Wolves won, then we're down. Wolves lost! And so did Southampton, yes! I just punched myself in the forehead, but it's alright because we've survived relegation. I might have got CTE, but at least Leyton Orient's still a Premier League club. Holy moly, that is so much closer than it needed to be. 17 draws. If we need to convert that next year. Oh, what an escape, lads. Top of the table, though, it is Arsenal winning the league. Spurs finish in third, so that didn't affect them drawing with us on the final day. Arsenal win the FA Cup, so they've done the domestic double. Third round exit to Brighton, though, for us. We lost the Carabao Cup final. Are you kidding me? We could have been playing Conference League next year. We lose to Man City 3-1. Beat Man United along the way. Beat Crystal Palace. Beat Nottingham Forest. Man, we beat Leicester. We lose in the final. That could have been huge. Gonna take a look around Europe for the first time in this video though. Juventus win the Champions League, Barcelona the Europa League, and Borussia Dortmund the Conference League. Neil Young, this dude's a beast. He is an absolute beast. We've got such a mismatched sort of squad. We've got our superstars that are stepping up, but we need the free agents list to be kind to us next year, man. At least we have survived relegation. How did the lads go, though? Blanchard up to a 74. Andrew Moran might be, in fact, he will be my starting attacking midfielder next year. Up to a 77. Martinelli up to a 75. Boucher only a 75 as well, which is disappointing. This is so cooked, though. Neil Young, 85. He's a beast. Finally, we have found a decent left back. Oh my god. I was not seeing much hope, especially at the left back role. We have scoured the world, but we have got Hartman here. Not sure I know he starts at Feyenoord, I believe, in the career mode. Probably came off contract at Feyenoord, but the man with a million tattoos is going to join us and is going to be an absolute world beater at the left back role. Come on now. Oh, we've missed out on this absolute world beater. Camille Bouchard. No. Another French striker. 19 years of age. Oh my god. I hope it falls through with Atalanta. I should have just gone in like I did with Hartman. Oh no. Alright, that sucks, but we're going to make a signing regardless. The CDM role continuing to be a bit of a headache. Renato Vega is going to join us on a free transfer. Going to look to get him a loan move. Camille Bouchard goes to Atalanta. That stings, man. That absolutely stings. Going to make a backup right back signing though. Giorgio Gokoloshvili is going to join us on a free transfer. Bouchard could have been a beast, though. He could have been the Iheanacho replacement. All right, we're going to shake it off and try adding 2 more players to the squad. Just trying to sign as many young beasts as I can. David Morales, a young Spaniard, rejecting the New England Revolution to come to Leyton Orient. And Bojan Dragovic, the most Montenegrin name I've ever heard, is joining us as well. Both guys in the mid-70s. Could become potential replacements down the line. but we'll sign both of them. Get the loans moving though, fellas. Another year, another loan move to Bournemouth for Martinelli. Blanchard heading to Augsburg for 2 seasons. Renato Vega heading to West Ham United. And this needs to be a massive one for Leo Boucher. I want him to come back and be a legitimate starting 11 contender. The 2 centre-backs getting some moves. The first one, Dragovic heading to Villa. And David Morales, 2 years at Marseille. I hope you guys now know why I used and abused the players that were on offer in the early seasons, because we're at this point now with the rebuild where there are very few and far between good players. Hartman was the good one this year. First good one we've had in about 2 years. So when a big name player or an upgrade becomes available, we have to jump on it. You look at our midfield now. We do not have the quality in the midfield that matches the strike force, the wingers, even parts of the defense, in goals as well. We're struggling there. So whenever somebody big comes up, we have to go all in. That being said, I do not think we have a side that should be battling relegation this year. We got one of the best players in the Premier League, one of the best wingers in the Premier League, some of the best up-and-coming defenders. So I'm really hoping that's going to work in our favor. Relatively safe of the relegation battle, but 13th this year is still not ideal. I wanted us to be a top half team. I think we have the quality to do that, but instead we come 13th in the Premier League. Who won it? It is going to be Newcastle United. Newcastle United win the Prem. But we win the FA Cup with Leyton Orient. Let's go, fellas. Let's actually go. So that means we're going to be playing Europa League football in the next season with Leyton Orient. The money doesn't really matter though. It's more the experience I'm after. Man United do win the Carabao Cup. We did not go on a run there, losing to Brentford in the 3rd round. Another all-Italian Champions League final. This year though, it's AC Milan winning. Roma win the Europa League. I'm very interested to see how we perform next year. And Real Sociedad win the Conference League. Kelechi Iheanacho winning the Golden Boot, still growing at age 31, which is exactly what we need. We do not have the striker ready yet to replace him. So if he can keep performing, that would be perfect. A slow year on the park for Neil Young, but up to an 89 overall at 21 years of age. That is actually cooked. Andrew Moran up to an 80. I'm very curious to see how our young players develop. Morales up to a 75, Dragovic up to a 77, Renato Vega 78, Blanchard 75. It's not blowing our socks off. 81 though for Fernando Miranda. I'm happy with that. Garbett stays at a 77, so he'll probably be our backup for the rest of the time. Martinelli up to a 77, still not ready to take that starting spot. Boucher, he's disappointing me, man. I thought he was going to be an absolute stud, but he's kind of mediocre. And we need to hope we can find somebody we need big players. We got European football next year, but we can't go out and just buy these players. We need luck to be on our side. Oh my God. The free agents list. Probably the worst since we've started this challenge. Nothing but stinkers available. Only guy that I'm even remotely interested in is this guy, Farid Alidou, a German midfielder. I'm going to try bringing him in as a backup, but even then, I'm not too pressed. I'm just going to try clearing out some players and continually growing the ones we have. If PSG think we're even thinking about selling Roberto Alvarado, then they have got rocks in between their ears. Oh, for God's sake, even he doesn't want to come here. Come on! Nobody wants to come here? That's fine by me. Let's just work on getting the squad to the best possible strength it is with what we do have. We're going to sell Dan Happ to Portsmouth here for £920,000. Martinelli's heading on loan for the 3rd time. This time it's not to Bournemouth, it's to Everton. We do get a loan move here as well though. I've decided to do 2 years for Bojan Dragovic. Came back half decent, but I want more from the lads. But my God, lads, our starting 11 is so good, but we just are falling behind in this middle, in the spine basically. This transfer window has done my head in. I mean, this strategy of the free agents was so overpowered in the first season or two when we were in the 3rd division, able to bring in players like Riedewald and Kelechi Iheanacho, but it's catching up to us now. It has proven to be a real grind here in Season 6. We are in the Europa League though. It's going to be good to get some European experience. We're going to be versing Sturm Graz, Rangers, Stade Bucharest, but for me, the priority, if we can't win the Europa League, is to get Champions League football. We need to shoot for the stars. Thank the Lord for that. Oh my God, I needed to see this. I've been losing my head. So frustrated. And whilst it has been our worst year on a recruitment front, at least we performed on the park. we come second in the Premier League. 65 points is a very generous second place, but I could not care less. We are heading to the Champions League in season number 7 with Leyton Orient. Man City absolutely smashed the league. Arsenal and Chelsea mid-table. Leicester, Bournemouth, Coventry go down. We did win the FA Community Shield at the start of the season, though, a penalty shootout win over Newcastle. Chelsea win the FA Cup. We could not go back-to-back. We did not even come close. We went out to Wrexham. But we have won the Carabao Cup. Come on, lads. We're starting to get a little bit of a run in these domestic cups. Beating Arsenal on a penalty shootout. We got Fleetwood Town 6-1 in the semis. Newcastle in the quarters. Beautiful stuff, lads. We have won a Carabao Cup with Leyton Orient. Man City do win the Champions League. We top our group in the Europa League undefeated. Can we get ourselves a run here and technically do a treble? It would be a treble, Community Shield, Carabao Cup, Europa League. Can we do it? Round of 16, we beat West Ham United 5-3. Quarterfinals, we go out to Atalanta. We lose to Atalanta, and ultimately Real Sociedad win the Europa League. And it is going to be Bayer Leverkusen winning the Conference League. We were upset at Young's year last year. Well, he's bounced back in fine fashion. 38 goals, 91 overall. This dude is carrying us. Absolutely carrying us. No growth there for Kelechi Iheanacho this year. Half decent growth, though, for Andrew Moran. Ealing Jr. up to an 85. So we're in an all right position. Miranda, no growth from him. That's actually so disappointing. But yeah, Martinelli up to a 79, which is a little frustrating. Blanco hits the 80s. Morales 76. It's so mediocre, man. Absolutely so mediocre from the fellas. Blanchard 76. This young core is not getting it done the way I thought they would. Gonna say goodbye to a few players though. Brandon Cooper, I'm gonna let him walk on a free. And then Vaughn Koval is gonna be signing. Where did he sign? He signed at Jarrad. That's fine. Best of luck, mate. I could cry right now, lads. I could actually cry. Oh my God. I am relieved. We have found some half-decent free agents. Finally. The biggest of all is Saka. We don't even need Saka in the position, but I'm going to go in for him anyways because I cannot say no to this. This looks like Lewandowski's regen. And finally, 2 attacking midfield options. I've waited so long for this. I need to get all 5 of these guys. Even Dragusin, he's the same overall as our Mexican defender, but 2-3 years younger. But yeah, no surprise. Saka has to be the first one we go in for. We've got 160 million pounds, 150 mil. So I am prepared to give him £1 million a week, honestly. All right, let's go and give him £300,000 a week. We're saving on transfer sums, and I'm not surprised. Saka is very happy with that. What a moment, though. I mean, we didn't make any signings last year. We're in the Champions League this year. It's the biggest signing of the video by far. By far. Oh my God. I was just about getting ready to go to the gym, go smash out a workout because I was feeling so frustrated and mentally fogged. And then I saw Saka when I loaded up this year. And I almost cried on the spot. But there he is. He trades the Arsenal red for the Leyton Orient red. But Bukayo Saka is now a Leyton Orient superstar. I just miss Bukayo Saka. I'm so tired that I just called him Bukayo. I'm not letting any of these guys go by the wayside. I'm making sure I sign all of them today. Pavlovsky, can we get Marcin Pavlovsky? £110,000 a week. Yes, we do. Lewandowski's regen. Bro, are you fucking kidding me? All 3 of the others have rejected our offers. I offered like £100,000 more than the recommended wage. No, I'm actually filthy. I offered £117,000 a week to Dragusin. I offered £114,000 to Listes, and I offered £61,000 to Sanak. That was well over what the chief executive said I should offer all of them. And they've all rejected the offers that are probably going elsewhere. I should have just gone in for them and... Oh, I'm an idiot. Look, we're going to sell a guy in the meantime. It's the striker, Danagai, heading to Fürth in Germany. And all 3 of these lads have gone elsewhere. Dragusin to Bayern Munich, Listes to AC Milan, and Sanak to Newcastle. I'm the most upset, though, about Christian Listes. I'm hoping I can convert Saka to an attacking midfielder. 265 weeks. How about Alvarado? Can I convert him? Yes, perfect. 2 weeks. Roberto Alvarado, I'm going to move him to attacking midfield. And that is now sorted before we even kick a ball this season. Alvarado, an attacking midfielder. That makes me feel a lot better about missing out on Listes. Am I mad that we missed out on certain players? Absolutely. Am I feeling a lot more confident now with the side after getting Saka and Pavlovsky? Absolutely. We need a big year of growth from Miranda and Blanco especially. Miranda's got time on his side. He's only 21. He's actually progressing insanely well. But Blanco, 26, 81 overall. That's probably the position, that and centre back, are where I really want some people to step up. Our first time in the Champions League, though, with Leyton Orient here. We get Bayer Leverkusen, Athletic Bilbao, and Dinamo Kiev. That is a baptism of fire. That is one way to be welcomed into the Champions League. We surely, we have a team. If we forget about those 2 problem areas, the rest of our team, I think, are almost good enough to win a Champions League. We have one of the world's best strikers. So if we can get out of the group here, I really want us to go on a run. And we've been grouped. We've been grouped in the Champions League group stages. We finished 3rd here. 2 wins, 1 draw, 3 losses, 7 points. Oh my God, we're not into the round of 16. Are we into the Europa League preliminary round? We are. We're going to be versing Lille back in the Europa League. That is not what I wanted, though. And I didn't want us outside the top 4 in January either. Luckily, we're equal on points with Tottenham. We need to get our act together, though. No way Brentford should be up that high. Let's swap spots with Brentford. Oh my God, I thought we genuinely could have won the Champions League this year. For the 2nd straight year, we finished 2nd in the Premier League behind Manchester City, but we are in the top 4 comfortably by the end of it, and that's all that matters to me. We have got ourselves Champions League football again, and we've put so many more points on the board than last. Man City win the league, Brentford hold on to their top 4 spot, Newcastle down in 11th, but Forest, Burnley, and Southampton get relegated. West Ham United beat Hull City to win the FA Cup. We lost to Aston Villa in the round of 16, but we win back-to-back Carabao Cups. There you go. That's where we dominate now. We have won back-to-back Carabao Cups, beating Brighton in the final, beat Arsenal in the semis, Man City in the quarters. We are specialists there. Man City do go on and win the Champions League title, however. How did we go in the Europa League? We beat Lille 4-3 in the prelims, so we're into the round of 16 for the 2nd straight year, and we lose to Stade Rennais. We have lost to Stade Rennais in the round of 16 of the Europa League, and they end up going on to win the Europa League, which makes me feel a little bit better. And Liverpool win the Conference League. Saka, oh my God, Saka, I'm so glad we got him here, man. 91 overall. We got 2 91 rated players in our squad. Pavlovsky up to an 86 already this season, and Alvarado up to an 89 with his new attacking midfield role. I am over the moon about that. That is, Saka signing has unlocked everything. Iheanacho down to an 80 as well, so Pavlovsky has come at a perfect time. Blanco up to an 82, which is a step in the right direction, and Gulu up to an 84. How about our defensive midfielder? Where are you? Where are you? 82 for Miranda, not ideal, so in an ideal world, we could maybe get a world-class defensive midfielder or a world-class keeper or defender. But 84 is still decent, man. We'll be losing a couple of players at the end of the year, though. Riedewald is retiring. Meanwhile, Charlie Pegram and Brandon Austin are heading elsewhere. Our prayers have been answered in at least one position. Things are looking bleak, but we get one good player, and to be fair, that's all I can ask for every single year. This time, it is a new goalkeeper. The 86 rated German goalkeeper, Peters, is joining us here. This dude looks like an absolute stud. I do have a theory that it's easier to get players under 23, like players under 23 showing up on the list, because it eliminates the ability for clubs to sign players on pre-contracts. I think that's a big reason why we haven't been able to get many players besides the like of Saka that are 23 years of age or older. Not sure if this guy is, he would have to have been at a club, because I would have found him before this. But Patrick Peters, regardless, I'm excited to have you. It's actually cooked though. We have 223 million pounds. I don't even feel the need to spend it. Just having that money sitting aside and only spending it on coaches is absolutely cooked. We could build a squad good enough to win a Champions League right now with that money. But a challenge is a challenge. The thing is, I don't even feel the need to sell some of our bench players. Our squad depth is so unbelievable. We have got so many players that probably want to leave and could probably get a start elsewhere. But they look so good on our bench. This team is unreal. Miranda, Angulo, I hate to say it, lads, but you're the only guys holding us back right now. Big year ahead. Big year ahead. Let's actually try getting out of our Champions League group this year. Sociedad are a huge problem. The rest of the teams, though, I think we can get top of this group. I think we should have got out of our group last year, but we need to be getting out of it this year. And I've also just realized that Kelechi Iheanacho is retiring at the end of the year, so I want to send him out as a champion. We were lucky to get out of the group. I did not expect BSC Young Boys to be the team that pushes us all the way. Goal difference is the reason why we are playing in the Champions League knockout rounds as opposed to the Europa League prelims for a second consecutive year. We get out, we keep the dream alive. I'm not feeling confident about it, but we get out nonetheless. Round of 16, we've got Atletico Madrid. Again, I feel like I say at every rebuild, there's not necessarily an easy matchup to be expected in the Champions League knockout rounds, but Atletico Madrid is daunting. We are right in this Premier League title race though. 1st of January with a game in hand. We sit a point behind Chelsea, which is a really good spot to be. So technically, our destiny is in our hands with Leyton Orient. I want us winning a Premier League title this year. Here we go, fellas. We are at home here, taking on Atletico Madrid. Miranda goes up an overall. Angulo goes down an overall. That's worrying on the Angolo front, but first leg against Madrid, and we come away with a massive 3-1 win. Oh yeah, that has got my confidence up significantly. Bit more of that here, please, fellas. That would be nice. We're away in Madrid, 3-1 lead. It's not the safest scoreline in world football, but I'm feeling confident heading into this one, and for good reason. Our Lewandowski regen Pavlovsky bags himself a brace, and we are into the final 8 in extraordinary circumstances. 5-2. I'm feeling good. Moving on, quarterfinals, Juventus. Here we go. Not really a win-win situation out of the final 8 teams, but we've got Juventus. Coming in here with a full-strength starting 11 at home against the Turin-based outfit. Miranda up to an 84 now. I see you, buddy. All right. First leg, and it's a 2-2 draw. A few yellow cards, or 1 yellow card there to Montero. But we head to Italy here, somewhat dominated by Juventus, and in a lot tougher of a position than we had against Atletico. That Pavlovsky yellow card ends up with a suspension for our star defender. That means Dragovic is in. That is not ideal. That's probably the one position of the park where we didn't want a suspension. But here goes nothing. Away in Turin in the north of Italy. And we do it in extra time. Oh my God. It's a scoreless draw in the first 90. Dragovic gets a yellow. Nico Barea gives Juve the lead. But then Saka and Pavlovsky, the 2 men we signed last summer, are the difference makers to get Leyton Orient into a Champions League semi, where we will be facing either Napoli, Barcelona, or Inter Milan. So we're the final English team remaining. All right, Barcelona it is, ladies and gentlemen. We have got the Catalonian Giants in the final 4. We get Montero back here for the first leg. Full strength starting 11. Nobody injured, nobody suspended. Big game here. Lay the foundations to take back to Barcelona with us. Come on, Leyton Orient. Come on. Come on. That is a late equalizer there for Pavlovsky. Illing Jr. with a yellow card. I am praying that our star left midfielder is not suspended for the reverse leg in Barcelona at the Camp Nou. It is all tied up, just like the game against Juventus. Illing Jr. not suspended. Montero not happy, though. The rest of the lads are mostly happy, but Montero is holding us back right now. Come on, lads. Come on! Yes! Montero gets another yellow card, but in his final season, Kelechi Iheanacho has just extended his career by one more game. He scores the match-winning goal that is going to send us to a Champions League final. Oh, you couldn't write that any better. Iheanacho, beautiful stuff. I cannot remember the last time I versed Napoli in a Champions League final, but here we are. We are taking on the Naples-based outfit, hoping Osimhen and Kvaratskhelia and those beasts they have on their roster have already left. But it is Leyton Orient versus Napoli in the 2031 Champions League final. A look around the grounds, Salzburg have won the Europa League. Union Saint-Gilloise have beaten Chelsea to win the Conference League final. Fair play. Oh my, we are forever the bride. Third straight season in a row. We have lost to Manchester City, 3 points behind the Citizens in the Premier League title race again this year. At least we're in the Champions League next year, but I want that damn Premier League title. It was a tight one. Relegation zone, Leicester, Sheffield United, Everton. Tottenham do win the FA Cup. Unfortunately, we lost to Man United in the semi-finals. And we cannot make it 3 Carabao Cups in a row. Aston Villa win that. We went out to West Brom on penalties in the round of 16 this year, which is very disappointing. I'm getting amped though, fellas. This is a massive game. The Champions League final. Our 2 strikers are absolutely unbelievable. Saka has got himself 36 goal contributions. Roberto Alvarado absolutely crushing it. But most importantly, I want to send Kelechi Iheanacho out as a Champions League winner. Let's get it done. Leyton Orient versus Napoli. Uh-oh, I see Osimhen still there. Not sure about Kvaratskhelia, but that's one of the big dogs still around. Yep, and there's Kvaratskhelia. Cool, that's sick. Oh my God, how have they got the one through there? Thank God it was straight at Peters. Ball roll going to Saka. I'm going to hit that one first with... win that. Well won. Young, that's a great touch. Oh, that is a bit of luck on our side. The defender took a risk, thought we were going to go one way, and our incredible Frenchman with the great ball control takes it the other, creates a space out of nothing, and gives us the lead here in the Champions League final. Oh, the chest across the face is absolutely cooked Napoli there. That chesting from Young was brilliant. Good stuff there from Young to keep it going. I'm going to just drive in with Hartman. Hartman putting it in the middle. Oh my God, that took a million ricochets. But we do get the corner from it. Aguilar is going to swing this one in here. Pops it up. Saka gets his header, but it's not even close to going in. Do not do anything silly. Kvaratskhelia lays that. What a block, Montero. Kvaratskhelia in the box. Trying to defend. They square that one. Peters with the scrambling save. We have not been staying awake out of the sheds. Corner for Napoli. Get this one away, fellas. Kvaratskhelia. Ball in. I'm holding it down with Saka. Good stuff, but it's straight out to Wharton. Wharton goes for the shot. Good. Brilliant. Saka's got so much space. Aguilar moves up in support, the right back, but I'm going to go here with Saka. Saka makes it 2. It's a brilliant goal on the counter attack. Huge credit, though, to Aguilar, who plays the 1-2 and gets himself in position, drags the defenders out of position. We have doubled our lead here in the Champions League final. I had to do it, lads. They're making a sub, but so are we. With the final 15 minutes, hopefully, of his career, Kelechi Iheanacho is coming on for Pavlovsky. I want him to be on the field to close this out. Counter, come on, that's well held up there. Saka's got speed. Schlotterbeck in no man's land. I see Young in the middle there. Drill it, Jarrad. That's a horrible cross, but go back. Iheanacho! Oh my God! Wharton has stopped it from a beautiful moment. Oh, that would have been beautiful. Osimhen going for the shot there. Save Peters. Come on, man. Keepers up here for Napoli. There's not much hope. They need 2 goals in 50 seconds. Get it away. They get the header. Peters, just clear it, lads. Clear it. Just do not let them get a goal. And there it is. We have done it. Leyton Orient in an end-to-end game have been the more clinical of the 2, and we are going to win a Champions League title with the 3rd division side. On some occasions of this video, signing only rebuilds felt like an absolute masterstroke and a cheat code, but for most of the moments, it felt like an absolute pain in the ass. And I'm so glad we got it done. What a journey it has been, though. Alvarado, the man that we signed on a whim in January of Season 1, has become a club legend and is going to be the man to lift the Champions League title as Leyton Orient become champions of Europe. Lads, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you click here to subscribe and click here to watch another video.